Leadership Mastery number 61. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff McGee. Performance reviews for performance purposes. Let me take a minute today and visit about performance reviews, and I'm not going to take the traditional HR approach to this one. I'm going to take the perspective of a leader. But let me put it into a context, kind of give you maybe a mental reference point. If you were a major league professional athlete, and you were at the prime of your profession as a major league professional athlete, how often would you have specialty coaches or coaches giving you feedback? Probably regular. And would you want that feedback? Yes. What about, would you have maybe someone videotaping you so you can go back and look at how you do what you do so you can see nuance of how to become even better? Yes. If there was videotape on your opposition competition, would you want to study their reels? Absolutely. But it's fascinating when you come into the business world of non-athletics. A lot of us have these walls we put up where we don't want performance feedback, or we feel it's too connected to whether I'm going to get or not get a pay raise or get a promotion. And while, yes, it can be used in those ways, let's talk about what your performance review should consider. When I work with my clients, I have a very specific list of challenges I put in front of them. And so if you really want to grow the person you're engaging and giving coaching feedback to on a regular basis, again, take what I say with a grain of salt, but a little common sense here. Maybe you need to be doing a variation of a performance review with your key players every month, not just once a quarter or once a year. But if you want to really grow the performance, these are some of the variables that should be on your performance review. So think of what you have, and let me challenge you to greater success. Values, vision, and mission statement. What's the values, vision, and mission statement of your organization? That should be on the performance review. And then how does the person performing up to those three characters? If they're living up to it, score that, give them the feedback. But if they're not living the values, vision, and mission statement, that right off the top should be some of the very first things on a performance review. Yes, obviously the job description. What are the tasks, duties, and responsibilities of that job to be executed at the greatest level of efficiency and proficiency? That should be on the performance review. But for every task, duty, and responsibility, TDR, what are the corresponding KPIs for that job? What are the corresponding knowledge, skills, and abilities someone should have for that job? I find a lot of times performance reviews fail to talk about those. Those are great growth, performance development conversational posts as well. One of the models I've created, I use it as part of my DNA in all my leadership programs. It's called the Player Capability Index. And if you're a student of my leadership programs, or you've been in one of my audiences and read my books, and you're familiar with the Player Capability Index model, then you know that's a massive game changer. Every one of the letters in that formula should be on a performance review. Another element that should be on every performance review, if you're keeping score, we're now up to number 5. So number 1 is values, visions, and mission statement. Number 2 is the job descriptions, the TDRs. Number 3 is going to be the job descriptions, KPIs, and the knowledge, skills, and abilities. 4 is going to be the Player Capability Index model. But number 5 is, what's the previous assessment? It blows my mind that you don't bring in the previous assessment to this assessment so we can talk. We can see, hey, where were we last time? Where are we this time? Where do we need to be next time? What are those performance improvement plans and performance development plans, number 6, that you should have on this list as well? And number seven, you might want to put a star beside. What's the individual measurements of ROI? What's the return on investment of them as an individual, not just their team participations? Number 8, self-assessments. How do they score themselves? Maybe number 9, look at the people that interact with them the most. Peer assessments back and forth. Number 10, set and calendarize your goals so you're getting back together with this person or these people on a regular basis to grow them. So again, the key element about this leadership mastery class is if you want to grow your people, you need a scorecard, you need a checklist, you need some sort of a document. Yes, I have it, but it needs to be relevant for where they are now and where you want them to go. But look at that data. Let me give one cautionary tale back to number 7, and that's measurement of solo ROI. I work with the military. This is not going to make some of my military followers too happy right now. But I had a senior NCO school me once on some of their nightmare problems. See, if I'm a soldier, I'm an airman, I'm a sailor, and I get an okay performance review, well, okay means I could stay in the rest of my life. I keep getting okays, but that's like pulling a C in class. And he said the problem is that if you get 2 or 3 okay surveys in a row, and you're actually not contributing anything really to the team, but you're part of the team that gets an accommodation, or gets a recognition, or gets an award, well, that goes in your personnel packet, McGee. So you can score an average, and you have some of these citations that you're a part of a team that did great, that actually you contributed nothing to, and now it takes an act of God and Congress to ever kick you out of the military. And so now, for the next 20 plus years, I've got dead weight on my team that I can't deal with them and do anything about them because they've learned how to play the game. So measure the solo benefit and contributions, not just if I'm a part of the team and what the team's contribution is. And be honest with someone. So let me go back to the beginning. You were a major league pro athlete and you were just mediocre. How long are you going to be on that team? And that's the same way you should look at your team.